Um, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you're joining. Please know um, I just insisted on coming on live. I just insisted on coming on live. So is everybody with me? All right. If you are, please, I just need. Okay, I think my is my visual up. Okay, I'm not getting no feedback, so I need to know. I need to know if my visual up. Okay. This is the day the Lord has made. There's a lot going on right now, and I'm just trying to make sure that everything that we're working on is working for us. Okay, so welcome again to the Connect. It's our final episode of the month of May. We're wrapping up our four-part series, which is the Game of Value series, and today happens to be was supposed to be our final day of our final episode, which is about scaling value for impact and income. Right now, as Right, it's a night of keynotes, right? After everybody's keynote, then we have a virtual fireside chat where all four of us, a virtual fireside chat where all four of us are going to have a conversation. All right, so I'm going to be speaking to Obi Okeke, I'm going to be speaking to Elisha Mammon, I'm going to be speaking to Dr. Alfred Atiba, and then we'll be having a conversation around the things that we've discussed. It's also important because you'll have opportunities to join live and to ask questions and and engage and connect with us, and so you don't want to miss it. And like I always will say, it's not just for you, so make sure you get your whole team on top. Make sure you get everybody who is a part of everything that you're doing, to be a part of it. All right, so follow me on Facebook, follow my channel on YouTube, set the notifications for when I go live so that whenever we have our live streams, you are, it's going to be right there and all good. All right. So that's for the AU Value Exchange Program. If you go to my thing is going to start, just so you know, about 4 p.m. and then it's going to go all the way to 8 p.m. So we're going to have all those speakers will take their time. Massive stuff. I've been engaging and interacting with them, and they all have massive stuff lined up. Massive stuff. I mean, I know the level of preparation that I have towards it. But tonight, we're going to be starting on the final episode of the Game of Value series right here on the Connect. And the reason why I'm absolutely excited is because it ties in everything that we've been discussing in the month of May. Now, because we started 45 to 50 minutes behind schedule, we might not be able to complete it today, but even though Sunday next week was supposed to be an off day, a rest day because of the AU Value Exchange Program, then I might have to, for your sake, for you, I might have to move a part of it to next Sunday. But start we will. So the time now by my time pace is 7:55. I want to see how much we can between now and let's say 15 or 20 minutes so that I don't keep on. All right. Again, I'd like to know where you're joining me from, whether Facebook or YouTube. So please go to the comment section, and I'm trying to try. I want to put up the chat on the stream, so I need you to engage. I don't know whether it's on my end. The network is really whack tonight. All right, it's really whack tonight, so I can't even see the comments. It's just what's that? It's buff. I can't even see the comments. I don't even know if you're writing. I don't know if you're sending me stuff, but please, by all means, right? By all means, go ahead and just keep communicating with me. So we're going to start off for tonight. All right, we're going to start off tonight on what I call the final series and what I call scaling value for impact and income. So we've been talking about value and how by the skills that you have, the gifts you have, the talents that you have value, and that's very important. And then we also, over the weeks gone by, also talks about the ability for you to communicate the value, because the good that you have. In other words, if you're not able to position yourself by way of communicating the value that you have, then there's a problem. And then now here's the thing, and this is also something I want to begin to share with you. That whilst you may have that value and you may be able to communicate that value, but do you not understand that if you do not learn how to, as we'll discuss today, learn to scale that value, then your impact will be at best very limited. So there must be something that you can place your value on that will serve as an enabler or a multiplier that will ensure that your value goes from being singular to ubiquitous. It means that there's something that you must do, a couple of things you must do. There must be a template or a framework that you must apply and deploy that ensures that the value that you have is able to reach beyond the four walls of where you are, beyond where your reach is, to a market that you probably even haven't stepped to. Because if you're not, look, business development is about scaling, it's about revenue, it's about new markets, it's about cost effectiveness, and all of that speaks to scaling. And so the conversation that we're going to have today is centered on how you can scale the value that you have for impact and for income. Because every time there's an exchange for value, that's a reward. And so the entire concept, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, the entire concept, right? Right? The entire concept. Um, um, if 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 you're on Facebook, please hi on Facebook. Say hi. I want to do a check right before we go on quickly. If you're on Facebook, say hi. If you're on YouTube, please post a comment. I want to know. I'm checking to see that we're doing quite a bit of overhaul in the Vel studio. So I'm checking to be sure that everything is as it should be. Right now, as I mentioned to you earlier, I can't even view the comments. However, I'm looking at my other screen, and that's why I want to be able to be sure that the comment sections are working both on Facebook and on YouTube as they should. We're not streaming live on LinkedIn today for reasons because we're doing quite a bit of tests. All right, so let's get there. So if you're on Facebook, say message in the comment section, say hi. Let me know that you're here. If you're on YouTube, also particularly, send a message on YouTube and let me know that you're here. All right. So back to what I was saying. So we're talking about you and the importance of you to be able to scale the value that you have. Because listen, if anything that can go beyond you cannot sustain you. So your desire to play small is deserving of punishment. You can't bury your talent and hope to grow. And the reason why you must grow is because forces that are against you in a very volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous world that we're in today means that if you're not growing exponentially, you're barely surviving. In many businesses, individuals are struggling because you're putting in so much, but you're not putting in enough. There's something called the principle of enough. There, it has to be enough. It's not about what you're doing. Hear me, guys. It's not about what you're doing. It's about how well you're doing it. Listen, there's the principle and I'm going to have this conversation, right? Maybe later. There's a principle of the predator and the prey. The principle of the predator and the prey. And we're in a world where you're either a predator or you're a prey. It is either you're gaining new markets or the market is gaining new. And then in between the principle of the predator and the prey, there's the illusion of participation. Guys, I hope you're getting this. There's the illusion of participation. And the illusion of participation is that you think that just because you are doing something, just because job, just because you are showing up, then you should be rewarded for it. That's the illusion of participation. But the reward system only responds not to participants, parable of talents, and one was given 10, one was given 5, or one was given 1, or but I know one was given 1. And the one that was given 1 took his talent and buried it. There's a problem with that. But you see, much as we all know that story and we relate to that story, the truth is that's what many of us do. You think that all you need is just to own a shop and to sell. All you need to do is to pass an exam and get a degree. All you need to do is show up and get compensated. All you need to do is have a job and get a salary. But you don't understand. Listen, I want to go into what I want to share with you today, but I feel something very strong in my heart to be able to set your foundation right with what I'm sharing right now. I wish I could see the comments. I really, really wish I could see the comments. And I feel pain that anyway, we'll have all this set up by the next episode. So follow me. All right, follow me. Now, when you think about it, right, you're saying to yourself, how do I I was talking about enough, the concept of enough. And so you think that's what it is. But meanwhile, you're supposed to birth a legacy. You're supposed to build. You're supposed to have impact, influence, and income. So it's bigger than you think. That's really just where I'm going to. What you do, the value that you have, it's for way much more than you. But the question is, if it's true, and it is true, that if your value is small or considered small or rather small, remember that the value that you have, yes, it's great that you understand your value, but those that will exchange value for your value must also understand and appreciate your value. But the communication of that value is on you and not on them. So how do we scale value? So I'm going to start now, and we're going to I'm going to be sharing my slides in a bit, and then we'll go to let's see now. We'll go to, oh my goodness, I am seeing comments on Facebook. Oh God, I'm seeing comments on Facebook, and I am blown away. I'm so sorry. So keep the comments coming. I'll be seeing them after. I understand that the visuals, some of my visuals are not showing, but that's okay. So I'm trying to share the slides with you right now. Okay, so I believe that my slides are up, right? Even though you see there's a problem. It's not showing on my screen, but I'm seeing it on another screen here. And I'm like, my goodness. So how do I do this? How do I control? I can't control it from. Okay. It's gonna come up here. Apparently, there's a bit of a delay somewhere. So, the value, and we're talking about scaling value for impact and income. Let me. Whilst my slide is setting up, right? Let me just tell you something that will blow your mind. One of the reasons and one of the things I learned pretty early in my career was the fact that it is important for people to know what you can do, and they get to know what you can do through a diverse number of ways. Number one, they get to know what you can do by what you say you can do. That's one. They get to know what you can do by what they see you do. That's two. They get to know what you can do by what people say that you can do. That's also awesome. Yeah. But guess what? They also get to see what you can do by understanding the things that you're about to. Somebody write that down. People will get to understand the value they see you bring. Number three, by the value that others say you have, but also very importantly, by the value that you are positioned to deliver. Listen, the accumulation of your life, the story of your life, and the impact that you have is measured and tied up in three things. Number one, your experiences of the past. Number two, experiences of now. And number three, the promise of the future. And that promise is so loud that when we look to the experiences of your past, we see credibility, dependability, tenacity, we see resilience. When we look to your occurrences of now, we see lessons learned and a rightful position to ensure that that promise of the future will not fail. Ladies and gentlemen, the game of value. And that's why today I'm spending a bit of time talking, maybe over the next 10 minutes, opening up this. And I promise you that I'll come back next week to conclude this if time doesn't permit us. All right. So we're opening up what we have and we're going straight talking about scaling value for impact and income. Scaling value for impact and income. So let's start from here. Working harder. Working harder satisfies, but it's not scaling. Working harder is good, but that's not what scaling is. So that we're not dealing with how do I put this now? We're not dealing with misconceptions. So I want to lay down some foundation for you that will help you have deep comprehension of my thoughts this evening. All right. And God help. If somebody please just pray to the God that you serve. Ever since we reset and reloaded the whole entire virtual studio, we're preparing for the value exchange program. So there's a bit of stuff going on, and yet the connector has to hold. Maybe what I would have done was have the connectors Zoom this week while we're still working on different aspects of our virtual studio, but it's okay. Um, so please, we're having a glitch, hanging slides, all of that. We have all of that sorted out. Uh, we'll have all sorted out in no time. In no time. In no time. Okay. So, whew, I really, really, really want to. Hold on a second. Okay. So let me go on. Let me go on. So working hard is great. Let me tell you some things about working hard that will blow your mind, right? I've had a very rich career. I've been in banking. I've been in consulting. I am in consulting right now. I've been in development work, working with international agencies, multinational companies. I've been in uh, healthcare financing, where we oversaw the healthcare management for Nigeria, amongst other entities. And all. I've been in quite a number. The fast set cutting my teeth in my career, the fast moving consumable goods sector, where I was a young management trainee. And one of the things, so I can tell you about being an entrepreneur, I can tell you about being an entrepreneur, I can tell you about 9 to 5, and I can tell you about 24-hour, 24/7. I can tell you on both sides how it is. Now, hear this. Working hard, right, is great. Working hard. Many times we think that if we're going to get better results, if we're going to, if we're going to grow, if we're going to get greater outcomes, if we're going to make more impact, have significant influence, then we need to work harder. And the orientation we've had is this is the way to go. But can I sound an announcement to you right now that that's not the way? Because working harder only wear you out. Now, I'm not saying that you're not working enough. So there's work that you have to do, and I need you to understand. Stick with me. If this is all I do for the day, I'm good. We can actually now take the slides next. We can take the slides next week. So stick with me. Working hard is good, and you have to work hard enough. Now, there's a level of hard work that you do, and it brings to a point. And I personally believe, by way of my experience, that from that point, you have to work nicely, smartly, intelligently, and strategically, not harder. Scaling is a multiplication. The addition brings you to the point where it's to be multiplied, the hard work that you've done. Does anybody understand what I'm saying? It's the hard work that you've done. So scaling means that you are no longer working at the and how do you measure hard work? How do you measure hard work? Please understand that hard work is not labor. Hard work is measured in terms as the ratio of effort to output. The ratio, listen, the ratio, the relationship between effort and output. So much so, hear me guys, so much so that if your effort is commensurate to the output, it means that you're not profitable. Ah, I hope somebody gets this. If your sweat, your toil produces a result that is commensurate with your sweat, your toil, it means that you are not, as a person, as an entity, as an organization, you are not profitable. If your toil, your efforts, your sweat, your input supersedes, surpasses the outcome, there is a massive problem, there's a crisis, and there must be an immediate reconsideration of vision, strategy, and tactics, and interrogate where the problem is. If, hear me now, if your efforts fall below your output, but there's no significant difference, you're working too hard. Can I go further? Can I explain this to you further? In other words, what I'm saying to you is ideally, scaling is where the outcome is significantly, in multiple terms, greater than the input. However, that input is settled on the premise of enough hard work. This will shape whether